Yo, what it do, Ghost Nation? It's your boy, Ghost Rider. Welcome back to another episode of Ghost Movies. Now, on this episode, I want to talk about Hawkeye, Season 1, Episode 6. Now, this is the finale, the final frontier. This is Kate Bishop and Clint Barton teaming up to take out the Kingpin. And man, Kingpin had a lot to do in this episode. I enjoy Vincent D'Onofrio the most out of this whole show. And I'm glad that this episode runtime was about 56 or 58 minutes, almost an hour, complete hour. And there was a lot for them to do. There was a lot of storytelling and character building that they had to tie up. I'm glad Kazi, because I didn't talk about him that much in this whole series, but I'm glad Kazi had more to do. Because in the comic books, Kazi, he was a menace. He was a bastard. He was a brute force to be reckoned with in the comic books. But they kind of watered him down in the series, and I'm glad Kazi had more to do. Maya, I felt like she got revenge for her father. But first, let me just say, before we even get into that, I love the fact that Kingpin was brutal. He was merciless. He was angry. He was violent. But I didn't think Disney Plus was going to pull it off. They pulled it off where he was violent and whooping some ass without the killing. There was no killing. There was no blood. And I didn't think they pulled it off because if y'all remember from the Netflix series of Daredevil, every time Vincent D'Onofrio's character as the Kingpin, every time he gets into a confrontation with somebody where he brutally attacks them or kills them, there's blood, it's gore, it is, I'm telling you, he is terrifying. He is a menace. People are afraid of this motherfucker. And Disney Plus pulled it off, man. I didn't see no blood. The fight with Kate Bishop and him in that toy store was crazy. I didn't think Kate was going to go toe-to-toe with Kingpin. I thought it was going to be Clint Barton. But, yo, her mom taking the car and driving it into the freaking toy store where Kingpin got thrown through it. Her mother ran over the Kingpin. Crazy. The balls on these women. The balls on them. Well, it's the MCU. These women have to be, you know, tough and strong to hang with the big boys. I loved it. And I love the fact that, you know, Kate finally learned how to flip the coin with her fingers. She actually stole or grabbed one of the Kingpin's cufflinks, and she flicked it onto those broken arrows and freaking electrocute the guy. Knocked him out. Vincent D'Onofrio was born to be Wilson Fisk, and I love it. I love it. Now, let's talk about Elena and Kate Bishop in the elevator scene. Man, I didn't think I would want to see the Young Avengers so soon, but give me the Young Avengers right now. Give me the Young Avengers, because Florence Pugh's character as Yelena Belova and Haley Steinfeld's character as Kate Bishop, they are so good together on screen. Even when they're kicking each other's ass, they just like to be around each other. They're giving each other praise. Oh, good body slam. Oh, good flip. Oh, good. I like what you did, that trick with the arrows. They are praising each other when they're supposed to be enemies. I love that elevator scene. And when Kate Bishop, she started pressing all the elevator level buttons on the elevator door. Oh, you should see Florence Pugh. Her character is Elena Belova. She's like, oh, stop it. That's so annoying. Y'all already know me. If y'all watch my previous videos, I love Florence Pugh. Like I said, she was in All My Family. That's where she debuted in her first movie. She did Lady Macbeth. I seen her in Midsommar. I love Florence Pugh, man. She is the future for the women in Hollywood, in the acting business, in show business. Florence Pugh is fantastic. And her as Elena Belova, she stole the show in the movie Black Widow, and now she stole it here in this episode again. I just love the chemistry between her and Kate Bishop, and I need to see the Young Avengers. I need that now. Bring that comic book material to the live action, to the MCU, and I'm on board. Now, let's also talk about Yelena. She actually meets up with Clint Barton, and she's about to kill him. She's about to kick his ass. She's whooping him with her staff, her Black Widow staff, made of metal. I don't know how Clint got off from that. She's smacking him all over the ice, whooping his ass right in front of that tree that he fell out of. And then finally, Clint sits up and he kneels in front of her and tells her that your sister sacrificed the world. I tried to fight her, but I wasn't strong enough. You know, Natasha. Yelena, she's in denial. She's like, no, I should have been there. I could have stopped it. I could have done whatever. You didn't fight hard enough. I would have stopped her from making that decision. And he said, no, you wouldn't. You know, Natasha, when she has her mind set on something, that's it. And man, the tears started to come out. And man, I'm a grown-ass man. I started to tear up a little bit too, because that scene is my favorite scene in Endgame. When Natasha, and I love Scarlett Johansson, going back to movies that she did like Prestige, Lucy. Now, Prestige is one of my favorite movies. It's with her, Piper Perabo. You have Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, directed by Christopher Nolan. I'm about to say Christopher Nolan. I'm telling you, The Prestige is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie of all time. That and The Dark Knight and Inception. But I've watched Prestige at least damn near 50 times. I love The Prestige. Sometimes when I can't even fall asleep, I put it on. Scarlett Johansson is one of my favorite actresses of all time. She's up there with Hilary Swank, Angelina Jolie, Halle Berry. Those are my women that I grew up in the 90s watching in the early 2000s. And now, when she died in Endgame, man, I felt that because we had Black Widow for all these movies. For 10 years, we've had Scarlett Johansson playing this character. Well, I should say 8 or 9 years because she showed up in Iron Man 2. But still, we had her for about 8 to 9. It's about to be 10 years now because she just came out with Black Widow. So, yeah, 10 years. And we've had her in all these movies. And when she sacrificed herself on Vormir for the Soul Stone, I cried, man. Sometimes I just put on Endgame just to watch that scene where she's fighting Clint in Vormir. I put that on because I'm telling you, man, her death, crazy. And we still didn't get a funeral for her. Still, the MCU did not do a burial for her. I'm so mad about that. But anyway, I love that scene because Clint finally convinced Yelena that I did not kill her. You weren't there. I was there. So they both cry and they're both getting emotional. She helps him up. She walks away. Beautiful scene. Beautiful scene. Now I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about this stupid motherfucker with the mustache. Jack Duquesne. Now he freaking has his redemption arc because he finally comes out of jail. They have a Christmas party, a Christmas Eve party or whatever. He has a sword on his hip. You just went to jail for killing a man. Allegedly killing a man with a sword, and you get to walk freely. Post bail, you get to walk freely holding another sword. You don't think the word got out that you tried to kill a man with the sword? That was your weapon, and now he has some kind of sword on his hip, walking freely around the party. What the hell? I felt like that was. I guess they should not have done that. That just, I don't know. That messes up his character, his story. He went to jail allegedly killing a man, which he's innocent of. But I guess they explained it how he's wielding the sword in public to show that he is innocent and he's not afraid to, I'm a rich motherfucker, don't mess with me. I loved it, man. I love that scene where he just took out the sword and he started taking out the tracksuit mafia. He said, I'm God. And he starts going in on them tracksuit boy. I felt like his character arc was redeemed when he did that. I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope. Now let's talk about Maya. Maya Lopez, man. I love this character of Echo. Man, the love of her life, Kazi, was the one who hired or sent out the informant to kill her father because that's what Kingpin wanted. And man, to see Maya, the fight wasn't all that great, but see Maya actually kill Kazi, that kind of brings her arc full circle. She finally got revenge for her father. She confronted Vincent D'Onofrio's character, Wilson Fisk. We hear a gunshot go off. We don't know if it was Maya that got shot or was it Wilson Fisk. But she held the gun to his face, and then the camera cuts out. We see the city. The camera pans up to the city skyline of all the skyscrapers, and we hear the gunshot. But we don't know if Kingpin is dead. I hope not. He's not dead because you can't kill Kingpin. You see Kate Bishop putting arrows in him in the toy store, and he's just taking it out of his chest like it's nothing. He don't care if he bleeds. He comes back. So I don't think he's dead because now that I saw Spider-Man No Way Home, I want to see Spider-Man team up with Daredevil, Matt Murdock, as Daredevil in full costume, taking on Vincent D'Onofrio's character as the Kingpin. So he better not be dead. And Maya can't be dead with that gunshot going off because she's supposed to get her own TV show. Maybe it's a prequel to Hawkeye. Maybe Maya is dead. But she's supposed to get her own spin-off show called Echoes. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't think it's a prequel because they already explained her whole story as a kid in Hawkeye. So we'll see. All in all, I enjoyed this episode, man. It was fantastic. Oh, there is one more thing I need to talk about. We finally come full circle with Linda Cardellini's character as Laura Barton. She is a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I think her name was Mockingbird or something like that. We finally found out with that Rolex on the back of it, it said S.H.I.E.L.D. So it is confirmed that she used to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. And that's probably how she met Clint Barton. That's how she knows about everything that he does. He's an Avenger, then he became Ronin, then he became an Avenger. We finally come full circle with that character. And I have to say, I was pleased to find out that she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I think her code name or her S.H.I.E.L.D. agent name was Mockingbird. I'm okay with that. She's retired. She had 3 kids. Let Hawkeye do his thing. Now Hawkeye has an apprentice. Hawkeye could retire and let Kate Bishop take over. And now we finally found out that Pizza Dog name is Lucky. He finally got named. I'm not sure if that's his name in the comic books. But Pizza Dog, I know that was his name in the comic books. Now we finally find out that his name is Lucky. And I love this episode, man. Everything was answered in this 1 hour because we're like, it's only 6 episodes. How are they going to answer? How are they going to wrap up everything? They made it a full hour, almost a full hour. And they answered and wrapped up everything. And I love it, man. Hawkeye is probably one of my favorite series. Probably my favorite series out of everything that has been out so far. I had WandaVision as #1, but now I put Hawkeye right up there as #1. It is fantastic to get the reveal that Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin is back, playing the same character from the Netflix to the MCU. I knew it was going to happen because like I told y'all, it was supposed to take 2 years. It was supposed to take 2 years for the contract for those Netflix characters to be expired. And now MCU is going to pick up on those characters. So we could get Jessica Jones now. We got confirmed in Spider-Man No Way Home that Daredevil is already there. We could get Mike Colton. I think he played Mike Colton. He plays Luke Cage. We could get him. We could get him back. Don't bring that Iron Fist. I need MCU to do something about that Iron. Kill him off. Show like a funeral or something with his mask over it in the grave or whatever. I do not want to see Finn Jones back as Iron Fist. Fuck that shit. Anyway, Ghost Nation, leave your comments and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all thought about this season finale of Hawkeye. I love it. I hope you did too. Also, smash that like button for your boy. Show your boy some love and subscribe to his channel. And until next time, I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Ghost Rider out.